One thing you don't want to happen on your wedding day is any wardrobe malfunctions. Whether it's a missing button or loose straps or zipper issues, it's important someone in the bridal party is ready with a needle and thread or maybe even some fashion tape too. So student icon CEO Unica Christian joins me with some simple bridal fashion emergency fixes. Good morning. We're so glad to have you.
Good morning, my dear.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a real conversation that everybody needs to pay attention to. This is a bride's literal worst nightmare. And so I would love if you could walk us through some fixes that can help save a bride and her bridal party from a fashion disaster on her big day.
Well, let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Where do we start?
So let's start with this fun little item called fashion tape.
Yes.
Okay. It's prom season, it's bridal season, and fashion tape comes in handy for so many different reasons. So for example, say you have a pesky loose strap that does not want to stay in place. What you're going to do is take this fashion tape and you're going to attach it to some oil-free, preferably dry skin.
Okay, so making sure maybe we have some alcohol prep pads that we keep around.
Alcohol prep pads, yes. And then what you're going to do, basically, you're going to put this onto your skin, and then you're going to attach that fabric right on top. And this is clear. So it's transparent, it won't be seen, but that will keep your strap in place. And it also works for long necklines or slits that you want to keep in control. That is what that is going to come in handy for.
That is such a good tip. Just because once you start dancing and having a good time, that's when the straps start falling off.
It's going to have a mind of their own. Yes.
Exactly. Okay, now what if we're missing like a button or a button falls off or something like that?
So what I'm going to recommend, and this is about fashion emergencies, right? In a pinch, if you don't have a needle and thread handy, if you just happen to have anything, say like, I don't know, a hot glue gun.
Yes.
That works. That comes in handy. And just insider information, a lot of seamstresses, that's what they will resort to fix those appliques, buttons, stones, all kinds of things.
There you go. Okay, that was an insider tip. We love those. Now let's talk about an easy hem adjustment, because sometimes the day of your heel ends up being shorter or taller. And so how can we fix that?
So this nice little item is called stitch witchery. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
So stitch witchery is this fusing, it's bondable, and when you heat it up, it melts. So what you want to do, say for example, this is your dress and the hem is just falling apart. What you're going to do is just going to cut a piece just so long, just about the length that you need it to be.
Just enough to get it to stay, yes?
Yes, and you're going to put this right in between where that fold is, and then you're going to take your iron, and the packaging actually says to keep your iron around the wool temperature.
Okay.
And so that's probably going to work for most fabrics, but what you're going to do is just keep your iron right there on that piece.
Hold steady.
About 10 seconds, and then if you did it correctly, this is what your result is going to be. You're going to have a nice, secure hem that is not going to come apart. It looks great, and it looks like you just did instant magic.
Honestly, it looks really professional from the outside. That's incredible, and it's just that easy and just that fast. Quick fixes, that's what we need on the day of.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk zippers, because they can be pesky little things. How do we go about fixing that?
Okay, so with zippers, they can be very complex, just depending on what's causing your zipper to give you problems.
Right.
So if a zipper gets stuck, for example, instead of trying to rip it up with aggression, what you can probably do, what I've heard different hacks, is that you can use things like Vaseline. You just rub it on the teeth of your zipper. You can also use things like waxy things like a crayon, even a candle.
Loosen it up a little bit. Treat it like a car door.
Exactly, yeah.
I like
just lubricate it just a little bit. And then you can also use things like a pair of tweezers, because sometimes maybe a little piece of the fabric is caught inside of the zipper.
Yes.
So just with a zipper or zipper tweezers, you're just going to tug it gently, and hopefully that will save the day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I have to get in here. It's a special day. We're having a wedding day, but it's also a birthday in the house. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
And we're celebrating. Well, you're celebrating by giving back to a bride out there an emergency
emergency sewing kit. Yes, so birthdays for me is just a time to show gratitude and appreciation. So what I wanted to do was give a bride-to-be their very own emergency sewing kit. And in this kit, it will come equipped with all kinds of things, hopefully that will help you in an emergency situation. There's thread, there's a pair of scissors, there's more stitch witchery, there is also a hot glue gun, and also your stain remover pen. So hopefully
full needle and thread and everything. Girl, you did that. There's everything in there. And if we want to find you for upcoming events you have, where can we go?
You can go to studenticons.org. We have student classes, we have camps, workshops, all kinds of things, and we have a lot of things coming up. So if you would like to, actually, I'm giving this away, and if you would like to win this, go to my website, studenticons.org. Tell me why this would work for you for your wedding day, and I would love to send this to you.
Oh my goodness, so stinking exciting. Thank you so much for